occasionally the All Black selectors make little blunders. One such occurrence was a few weeks ago on the tour of Australia, but this time the selectors were quick to make good the error. They'd originally chosen Stephen Pokere to play at centre against Queensland, a Sunday game. Stephen's Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the Mormons, prohibits play on the Sabbath. It was a tribute to Stephen's status in the game that the selectors had inadvertently picked him for a tough encounter. He's come a long way since the rugby-loving public first began to twig that something was sizzling in Southland.
Douglas Morgan, who directed so much of the Lions operation in the first half. Morgan,
when viewers watched this move by the junior All Blacks, there were many who thought a full All Black jersey was just a short time away for Stephen Pokere.
Bevan Wilson. Kicked on by Pokere. Stephen Pokere. What does the referee say? A mouthful of mud and a try for 19-year-old Stephen Pokere.
But it was a full 4 years before Stephen debuted in his All Black jersey for this game, the last test against the 1981 Springboks. That was because the Mormons considered the Saviour's parting words to his disciples, "Go ye into all the world," as a sacred obligation. Stephen became one of the church's worldwide team of 26,000 missionaries. He was out of rugby for 2 years. Now that you're playing again, Stephen, you're virtually an automatic choice.
Slack. Oh, that's a poor pass. Moon grabbed it. All Blacks arriving quickly, 5 metres out. Coming towards Donald. Andrew Donald. Mixted is there. Just a metre away. Donald again. To Pokere. Well, it had to come, and it finally has. 7 minutes before the end of the game, Steve Pokere.
Well, Stephen, as we could see there, you obviously get a lot of enjoyment out of rugby. How difficult was it for you to give the game up at that early stage of your career?
At that stage, it wasn't difficult at all. I knew what I wanted to do at the time, and I knew that we were advised as young men by our church leaders to go away and serve a mission for 2 years for the church, and in that respect, it urged me along, and I knew what I wanted to do, and I knew that it would do me good, and so in that respect, it wasn't hard at all.
Would it have been possible to have remained in the church without taking that time off as a missionary?
Oh, definitely. Yes, it's totally, you choose whether you want to go on a mission or not. And as I say, it's advised by our church leaders that all young men serve a mission. And but a lot of young men don't serve missions in the church, but they become prominent leaders in the church. You know, it's not compulsory, it's advised.
It wouldn't just be advice from the church, though, that would make you give up the game that you love. There must have been a great urge on your part to want to do it.
Yes, there was a great faith in what I'd been told by my leaders, that I would definitely grow from the experience.
Well, now that you're back again, what problems is it causing? We mentioned there the Queensland game on the recent All Black tour. What's the All Black management attitude to your not being available for that kind of game?
A lot of people ask me this question, and it's excellent. I haven't had any hassles whatsoever or any disrespect from anybody at any level, whether it be the public or top-level rugby players all over the world. I've had nothing but respect.
There must be a bit of teasing from some of the players. They must have you on a bit afterwards.
Oh, sometimes, yeah, but it's all light-hearted and, you know, it's well-meaning.
All right. The Latter-day Saints have a divine code of health that prohibits the use of alcohol, among other drugs. Now, if it's only guesswork, I think most of us realise that alcohol plays a pretty big part of social life of rugby. What pressures do you come under there? The whole clubroom scene.
Well, I don't like for instance, the smoke in the atmosphere in the clubroom, and that really bugs me. Smoke does at any time, but it's because I haven't been around it, you know, for most of my life, and but once again, I get tremendous respect, and there's no problem whatsoever there for me. For instance, players would know what I want to drink, whether it be raspberry and lemonade or an orange juice, and they make sure that I'm catered for when I am in that situation.
You never feel left out of it when everyone else is
Not
having
at all,
a rollicking
no.
good time?
Not once in the whole career that I've been involved in top rugby have I felt left out.
According to elders Robert Simpson and Lauren Dunn of the New Zealand Church of Latter-day Saints, the Church does not take an official position on political or government issues except where they're clearly moral in nature. I'm wondering whether the Church tried to influence you when you sort of had to make a moral decision about playing against the Springboks.
Yes, that was at the time a very sticky situation for me, being my first game for the All Blacks as well. But I wanted to make sure that I was doing the right thing where the Church was concerned. And I'd spoken to my wife about it at some length, and also to our parents. And I'd made several phone calls to the leaders in the district of the Church. And I was informed that there was no blanket ruling at all concerning sporting contacts with South Africa, and that I was to make up my own mind.
And you feel happy now that you made the decision the way you went?
I do. I had the opportunity to go to South Africa last year also, and once again it was difficult for me to choose because I wasn't quite sure exactly what sort of pressures my wife and daughter would come under while I was away. But I took the opportunity, and I'm glad I did.
What about next year? If the All Black tour does proceed, will you be available?
It depends on how long the tour will be. There is talk of it being an 18-match tour, which is 2.5 to 3 months. And for me, that's a bit too long away from the family. So I'll just have to take it as it comes.
What's the general appeal of the Mormon Church for Maori people? It seems to be attract a large following from Maori people. What is it that you find in the Mormon Church?
Why the Maori people are so generally attracted, you might say. Well, I'm not sure. That the Latter-day Saint Church has been in force here in New Zealand for some years now, and missionaries from old came over, and they went to places up north and to the east coast where they found the Maori people very receptive to spiritual aspects of life. And I think this had a great deal to do with why there are so many Maoris involved in the church, because of their receptiveness to spirituality.
And traditional family values too are upheld, aren't they?
Family values, that's right.
And this would